Sometimes we do crazy things, like sign up for races we have no business being in. We're an adventurous family and we like to try new things, and we especially love to be on our bikes when it's warm outside. So when we saw that there was a mountain bike race not that far from our house, and it was a relay that we could all do as a family, Christine may have gotten a little excited and signed everybody up. What we didn't mention is that each person was going to have to ride a minimum of 20 single track miles, and some people might be up closer to 50. I don't know if you've ever ridden single track miles, but 50 mountain bike miles is a whole lot after a long Idaho winter.
It's a long time to be on a seat when we haven't been on a seat for a long time.
Oh my gosh. We hope that you will come along with us in today's video and experience the crazy events that were the 9.5 hours of disco in Salmon, Idaho.
Welcome to 9.5 hours of disco, everybody. We are in Salmon, Idaho, ready for a 9.5 hour mountain bike race. We are sitting here at the base of the mountains, and it is going to be a great day. The weather is sitting at 45, 50 degrees and almost no wind, and everyone's sitting here camping out around the RC park. Tyler and I are going to start off this race. So we have two teams today. Andrew and I, we have Ryan and Christine, and Tyler are the other. They're doing a 3-man team. So let's get it started.
Now, I don't know about you, but I do not ride a new course very well. The first time on a brand new trail that I've never ridden before, it's like I've never ridden a bike. Like, I don't know how to turn, I don't know what's coming up, I'm very unsure, I don't know how the course is gonna go.
So Christine did the momly thing to do here, and she made Tyler ride first.
Yeah, I did.
So Tyler led off for their group. Andrew also did the same thing to me and said, "Dad, you can start."
Those people sprinted. You had 150 people sprinting their guts out and then bottleneck at the single track almost immediately. It was so funny.
So it was really funny. I got so excited, I even forgot to turn on the GoPro. I was moving as fast as I could. I wanted to put in the fastest time I could possibly get, because I was hoping Andrew and I would get 8 to 9 laps.
I just feel like that's a stupid decision. Burn it to the ground on the first lap.
You know what? It wasn't as bad as you think.
Really? How was your last lap compared to your first lap? Let's talk about that.
Yes, but my other 2 laps were not so bad. So the way Andrew and I have this working is I ride for an hour. Basically, we're getting our laps really close to an hour. And then I get to sit for an hour while Andrew rides. And we just keep tagging back and forth. So you walk through the start line, finish line, tag your teammate, they run off and start their next lap. While they're doing their lap, we run back to the car, we sit under the awning, try to recover as much as possible, and pound calories. Okay, lap 1. I was just under an hour, and you were just over an hour.
Mm-hmm. The downhill is really fast. I like all of the signs that they have up.
Super well marked. Lots of really cool tight switchbacks that were somewhat loose. So they had a lot of caution signs, which I really liked. I'll try to get those on camera this next time, because I don't think I got any video the first lap. Why
You didn't turn it on at all?
No, I was so hyped up.
Why?
Listen,
You're the worst YouTuber ever.
I was jazzed. Okay, I was ready to go.
You're the worst influencer ever.
One kid about your age passed me like I was standing still on the first climb. And then I passed him on the downhill, and then he passed me on the next climb, and then I never saw him again. He was so fast.
Did you hear what I got for you?
What'd you get for me? Ooh, are those dots?
They're lemonade.
Lemonade dots. So, thanks to Sid and Mackie, eating wins races.
Eating wins races.
That's what we're trying to do today, is eat as much as we can in between races. So Tyler's got his meat sandwich here. I just had mine, packed full of jalapenos.
I'm not trying to win.
And this young lady over here forgot her sandwich.
No, stop, no. Here's what really happened. You know who packs all the food and preps everything for the entire family when you take a trip? The mother. So Did I make the muffins and cook the brownies and cut up the fruit and buy the pretzel buns and buy the meat and cheese and encourage everybody to make all of the sandwiches? Yes, I did. Did I make sure we had the drinks and the coolers? Guess who the only person's sandwich that did not make it? Where is my sandwich? Like, I grabbed all the sandwiches out of the fridge and threw them in the cooler this morning.
I grabbed all the ones that I could find in the fridge.
Like, my sandwich is AWOL. But I did all the work for all this food, and I have no food.
We had a whole cooler full of fun snacks to keep us going.
Amen.
And we couldn't do it without the Frugal Fit Mom keeping care of all of the family. Since we're talking about all the food and how we're going to keep it cool in this race, we decided we would take a few minutes and show you the new LiON Cooler Pro from ACO Power. This fun little cooler is how we're going to keep our snacks and food and all of the things that we have to fuel our bodies cold in the heat of the day on this 9.5 hour mountain bike race. Let me tell you a little bit more about the LiON Cooler. The LiON Cooler is a battery powered cooler freezer all in one. It's capable of being solar charged. You can plug it into the car cigarette lighter, or in our case, our truck even has a nice little outlet right here in the bed of the truck where we can keep the cooler charged and cool the entire time we drive. So when we get to wherever we're going, like a soccer game, a picnic, a hike for the day, a big mountain bike race like this one, we have cold food. And best of all, there's no ice, so there's no mess. For the past several years, we've been using my parents' 30-year-old Coleman cooler, and we have ice packs, we have freezer packs, and all sorts of things that make a big mess. And I can't stress enough how fun this is to be able to get off of a big ride or a big hike, a big fun day, a picnic, and have cold drinks, cold sandwich meat, cold cheese, and especially a nice cold Dr. Pepper at the end of the day. The LiON Cooler also comes with a Bluetooth capable app. So that lets me control the cooler when it's in the back of the car right from my phone. So I don't have to climb over the back seats. I don't have to crawl into the back of the truck. I can just pull open the app, set my temperature, and go. Whether using the app or the screen, the cooler comes with multiple modes so that you can save energy when you need to and use full power when you're plugged in. In fact, the way I've been using my cooler is I plug it in the kitchen. I've been able to get this down below freezing in under 20 minutes. Then I load everything up in the cooler that I need for that day, and I throw it into the car, plug it in the back of the car, and it continues to charge the battery wherever I'm driving. Then once I arrive at my destination, I flip it into eco mode so that it can conserve energy but keep my food cold as long as possible. Just this last week, I left it on in my car for 8 hours while I was out on a big hike, and the battery still had a charge and the cooler was still at 32 degrees. Now you're probably thinking that this cooler is super heavy because of the battery power as well as the entire refrigeration system on board, but it's actually quite light and it comes with some really handy features. For example, it has this telescopic arm that lets me pull up the handle, tip over the cooler, and begin walking with it wherever I want to go. It's got very capable wheels. They're very sturdy. I can roll this over grass, dirt, around the kitchen, wherever I need to get my cooler from point A to point B. The top lid also doubles as a food prep surface, so I can use it as a cutting board, a can holder, or whatever I need to do to get my lunches made, my sandwiches made, and just fill my belly full of the great food that my wife has prepared for us. And perhaps one of the most underrated features is that the battery pack has a built-in flashlight. So far in the last month, we've taken this cooler to soccer games, to picnics, we've taken it out for a couple hikes, we took it to this mountain bike race, and we even take it just for regular mountain bike rides on a Saturday afternoon so that there's no rush to get home. If you're an active family, you know how much of an appetite you work up when you're out on a hike or a mountain bike ride, and there is nothing better than getting back to the car and enjoying the spoils of the day and filling your bellies with fantastically prepared food. I'm not really one for eating out, and so being able to pack fresh food, fresh fruit, fresh meats, fresh cheeses in my cooler and having them cold and ready to eat as soon as I get off the trail, there is no feeling like it. It's the perfect way to top off an epic day. I'm going to leave a link in the description below so that you can check out all of the details on the LiON Cooler Pro from ACO Power. I've really enjoyed the LiON Cooler Pro in my garage as one of the tools that we use to get out and have adventures as a family. Check out their website and consider them for your next adventure. Once again, this is the LiON Cooler Pro from ACO Power. Stay cool, stay free. LiON Cooler Pro's the key. Now let's get back to the race. But fortunately for us, the weather did turn out really great. I think we were really hovering between 50 to 65 degrees most of the day. And the wind picked up a little bit towards the afternoon. So weather-wise, we couldn't have asked for better.
No, it was my last lap that I was really fighting the wind.
So just real quick summary, 10 miles, 1,100 feet. From the start line, you go downhill, almost completely downhill for the first mile. Then you climb for 2, and the climb wasn't super steep. It was nice and easy, gradual, had some flatter spots where you could hold a little bit faster of a gear, and then some spots that were pretty climby.
Yeah, but none of it was impossible. And then once you hit 8.5 miles was the bottom.
Yep.
You had to climb back up.
And then it was a 1.5 mile climb back to the finish line. All right, mile 3. Feeling okay on the second lap. Trying to control my excitement just a little bit. Enjoy the views. And I am still huffing and puffing. This is probably the second climb. And it's fairly flat right here. I know I've got one more section right in front of me. It's a really big climb to the top of the course. So I'm trying to just recover enough to get to that point and not blow up my legs. There's a gal right here in front of me. I'm trying to catch it. She's doing a great job at holding a nice steady pace. Coming up right behind you. You're doing great.
Okay.
Don't panic.
Okay. I'll find a spot.
I'm not racing that fast.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
Perfect. Thank you so much.
you. Thank you.
Have a good ride.
Thank you.
When you see a good spot, thank you so much. Mechanically, because it was so dusty, we ended up washing the chains, dusting the chains off after each lap, and reapplying lube every time, just to keep the mechanical aspect of the bike working, functioning at its top peak performance. And we found that if we didn't do that, it was not great.
Well, even with that, by my third lap, my bike was like, no, I don't want to switch gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Like my chain was like, I don't want to move.
Mechanically, we had a great day. But we had one big mishap.
Ryan got a flat.
Ryan got a flat tire.
Good job, lady.
You feeling it?
I am a wreck.
Okay.
I'm
Did you
so
see?
tired.
Did you see Ryan?
Ryan had a flat. Two guys were helping him fix it. It looked like they were finishing up around mile like 6 or 7.
Oh, dang it! I forgot to put a new tube on that. I forgot to replace the tube on it.
I thought you said you put a tube on it.
No, I put a tube in it, but I didn't put a spare tube on his frame. Oh, I just remembered.
I think a cactus poked his tire and popped his tube. Was tubeless in the back,
He's tubeless in the
but
back.
not in the front. What? I don't even understand how that happened, but that's what happened.
And that's Dad not checking all of the bikes thoroughly, but there were a lot of cactus all over the course. And so I knew that tubes were going to be a problem, but fortunately there were some really kind guys that stopped, probably spent a good 20-30 minutes
Yeah, 20
helping
minutes.
Ryan throw a new tube into his bike, get back up and running, because I forgot to give him a spare tube. I didn't give him tools to change anything with, and so these really nice guys took care of Ryan, and I really appreciate that.
I never even saw them. I didn't even know who they were. I couldn't thank them, but it was nice.
We tried to find them. We actually had a spare tube for them. So if anybody that knows who that was watches this video, please throw your name in the comment section so we can send you a replacement tube for that bike. Finishing with the climb at the end was really hard. During lap 3 and 4 for me, my legs started cramping on that last climb. Riding over to the start line for lap number 4. So I've done about 30 miles already today, and I am feeling it. Oh. My lungs are a little asthmatic. My rear end is sore. My legs are spent. So I think I'm about done. Tell you, we're about 6 miles in on the 4th lap. So technically Andrew's in my 7th. There should be enough time for Andrew to do one more. But I am hurting. And Andrew himself said he was about done after his 3rd lap.
I ended up doing 3 laps, the longest on my team. Pretty much the whole 3rd lap, my quads were threatening to cramp. Anytime I put any pressure, any uphill at all, whether it was not very much or like a steep little punchy climb where you had to like, you know, really muscle up. Nope. My quads were like, nope, don't do that. Do not do that. I will quit. I've done 100-mile bike races. I've run marathons. I've done an Ironman. My quads have never cramped.
Yeah.
Until this race. Dude, that whole 3rd lap was not good for me. My butt hurt. My feet were falling asleep while I was pedaling. I was trying so hard to like spread my toes, ease up on the pedals, not mash them. It didn't matter. If I put any pressure on my feet at all, asleep toes.
So while you were out on your 2nd lap, you were thinking about doing a double lap.
Yes.
I was trying to talk Tyler in to going out and relieving you so you didn't have to do 2 laps in a row.
Right.
And after a little bit of talk, he was a green light. He was like, okay, Dad, I'll do it for Mom.
I can't believe you talked him into that, because when I was talking to him about it, he was a no. He was a...
I know, he
He was the 2-word no. So I went into my 2nd lap under the assumption that I would be doing a back-to-back lap. So I would be doing 20 miles in a row after already having done 10 miles earlier. So I took my 2nd lap quite a bit easier on the climbs. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do 2 of these. So like back it off, like save your legs a little bit. My 2nd lap, I rode the downhill spectacularly better. Like night and day, not even the same rider. I really enjoyed the downhill on laps 2 and 3. So I rode it a lot better. And I felt pretty good going into the 3rd lap, except nobody was there.
So the problem was Christine comes in after her 2nd lap thinking she's going to do a double, and no one's there to refill her water.
I just needed a water bottle exchange.
So I was on a course when you went out, and I didn't know what time you were going to be back, and Tyler miscalculated. So Christine had to go all the way back, which was probably an extra couple hundred yards over to the car, and she got the water bottle refill, and she went back out and finished lap number 3.
Yep.
So Christine's out on lap number 3. Andrew is finishing up his lap number 4, and I'm actually watching the clock, and I'm starting to dread it, because as I'm watching, I'm seeing other people shoot out the gate with 1 hour left. They're like, I'm going to finish the last lap in 1 hour. Hour 13. These guys are trying to go out for one more lap. There's an hour 3 left. Hour 3.
Got it, dude!
He's going.
Oh my gosh, these guys got to get in under an hour. Wow. Okay, my first lap was under an hour, not my 4th or 5th.
They were unreal. Like the fitness level of these people is just spectacular.
And as the hour passed, I was dreading. I was like, I hope Andrew is slower and slower because I did not want to do a 5th lap.
I am so tired.
You good?
Go for another lap.
I'm good.
Oh, what was your time on that last lap? Hour 17?
Yeah.
My last one was like an hour 10.
That's 20 minutes slower than my first lap.
Listen, I was sitting here looking at the clock and I'm like, if Andrew comes in with an hour 10 left, I gotta ride again.
Oh no.
I did not want to go. My fastest lap was 58 minutes, and I had 2 more laps at about an hour 2, hour 3, and my last lap was an hour 10.
You only had to ride 1 lap
Yes.
per person. To qualify for any awards or anything, you had to do at least 4 for your team. But nowhere, anywhere did it say we had to ride 6 laps as a team, or 7, or 8, or 9, or 10. Like, nowhere does it say that. So I think it's fascinating that you were like, oh, I don't want to do a 5th lap. Like, that was the decision. Like, the clock was the decision. You didn't have to ride a 5th lap ever.
No, but I was like, if we paid for it, I'm going to get my money's worth. We are frugal after all.
Oh my gosh. There's a moment where it goes from fun to torture, and you gotta know when to quit at the fun line.
I thought you had to know when to hold them.
Yeah, and when to fold them.
I should have known when to fold them. Anyway, I was done. But it turned out really great. And then probably about 10 minutes after Andrew rolled in, you finished.
Yep, I did.
And so we ended up with Andrew and I 8 total laps, and you guys 7.
7.
My quads are cramping. They've been cramping since mile 5.
Here, I got your mic. Good?
I can't.
You're so salty.
I couldn't get my legs to move anymore.
Yeah.
I tried to stretch it out and it cramped again. Like when I make them straight, they just cramp. I don't even think I can stand up straight. I did 120.
You did good. That's what Andrew's last time was.
Well, he did 4. I just
3.
I've never ridden that far on a mountain bike or that much elevation at one time.
You did really great.
Yeah, even with Ryan's flat and the least fastest person in the group doing the three laps.
To be clear, we did not win anything. We
won nothing.
We were even so tired we didn't even stay for prizes. We had a 2-hour drive to get all the way back to the house, and as is, we didn't get home until about 10:30 at night. So
we checked the results later. Yeah, we didn't win anything.
Andrew and I finished 12th out of 17. So solidly middle of the bottom half.
Yeah.
And you guys finished 15th out of 22. 23.
Yes, still not great. Still in the middle of the pack.
So once again, we were not trying to be competitive. I just have to tell you for reference sake, with us doing 8 and 7 laps, there were some people finishing 10 to 11 laps. Even solo riders, which,
yeah.
Listen, just to be able to do 1 lap as fast as they did is remarkable, but to be able to do 10 or 11 laps solo that fast is superhuman. And I just got to give my hand to them. It is amazing to watch them. Even though I'm not one of them, I absolutely respect the work and effort that takes to do that for an entire day.
That's 110 miles and 11,000 feet of elevation gain on a mountain bike on single track.
Yeah.
That is unreal. And I don't want to do that.
I don't have a whole lot of desire there either.
I don't want to sit on the seat for that long.
I do want to give a big thanks to all of the race organizers and the volunteers that helped with the race. It was a great day. We had a lot of fun as a family. We appreciate that there are opportunities like that close to home for us. So big round of applause for putting on a great race. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun. Now I know the course. I'll be more comfortable.
All right, well, that's all we have for this episode. Thanks for riding along with us, and we'll see you guys in the next one.